Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to another episode of OMSI 2. Today we're having a look at the brand new Blueprint Productions Gemini. We're on the B9TL version today. Obviously many of you will have seen my stream of the B9TL. Absolutely brilliant. Do you know what? I like that bus. Perfectly reasonable. There's a couple of things that need fixing with it. Naturally, I think it's been released without those fixes. We will come to that later. But yes, today we're going to have a look at the Volvo B9TL. Now, the difference, of course, for those of you that might not be hardcore bus fans, the B7, in most cases, is a 10.6 metre. The B9 only has half a window here. It's a little bit shorter. It does have an older rear end. This was the original Gemini rear end, on the Volvo chassis anyway. With the older lights, very similar to my Eclipse Urban that I've preserved. Obviously slight differences down here. Of course, it's got the older cab, which you will see is here. That's exactly the same as my Eclipse Urban, so when you see me driving my bus, this is the cab that I am driving with. Now today we're on Westcountry, and we are going to be driving a Route 12. We're going to be driving in the opposite direction to what we drove yesterday, which is, hang on, where are we? Right, let's get it started. Lovely. There we go. So, fired the Gemini up. One thing about this, now this is one of the reasons I didn't include the B7 in the stream. I did say to First Enviro I thought the sounds were quite poor. I was met with the response of, well, what's wrong with them? It was quite interesting because speaking to some people on the development team, they said that they have also been mentioning the sounds. So there's a little bit of sort of, I don't know, a communications issue there. But yeah, I've said the sounds are not worth a release. And my personal advice to First Enviro was release the B9. Because you know what? The B9, perfectly reasonable bus. I thoroughly enjoyed driving that. The B7, I said, look, work on the sounds, work on getting it absolutely spot on. Release it later. Obviously it's here now, so it's one of them, isn't it? But yeah, I think releasing it as like a January update pack would have been a far better idea, but then that's just me, isn't it? Perfectly fantastic interior here. I don't quite know, oh, because that bows out, doesn't it, on Volvos. It's yeah, perfectly acceptable. A couple of the textures a little bit questionable in places, but again, the low resolution, but if it means that it performs better, that's not necessarily a bad thing in OMSI. We're driving a 4K repaint today. What I do need to do is I need to actually sign the ticket machine on. 3160, I think. Yep. I usually put 3610 and get it wrong. So we need to get going. Now we'll be comparing this directly to the ALX 400 that we drove yesterday, because that's a freeware pack. And it sounds fantastic. Now what we need to do is we need to get a little bit more windscreen wipers. Why is that texture not going? The rain texture there. Right, round we go. So this is £16.99. You can there's a link in the description if you want to purchase this. There we go. I think I've probably just taken that out with my mirror. The post there. Never mind.
Just single, darling.
Right. They want tickets. The cash tray a lot better than the B9, I think. 710. Yeah, a lot better. You don't get the impression that all the coins are about to fall off.
No.
You know, if you put your foot down, you're going to end up wearing the money.
You're
oh,
right,
sorry, my love. Oh, sorry, my love. Right, there we go. 350 change.
Thank you
Lovely.
very much.
Right, get that in.
Hello,
Of course, the
lad.
indicator ticker sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm transported to Magic Toad's Gemini. Talking of Magic Toad's Gemini, you will actually notice, if you're, again, a hardcore bus enthusiast, 32541, that is this bus, YG05 Victor Whiskey Foxtrot. Right, single 210. Yeah, we are actually in Magic Toad's Gemini. Look at that. Right, get that shut. And of course, I have driven the real thing of Magic Toad's Gemini, so I'll be able to tell you how it compares. Sounds, in terms of engine sounds, it sounds brilliant idling. And that's, I mean, if I put my foot down, it sounds very odd. You can immediately tell that he's reused the sounds out of the Studio Polygon Renown. Obviously, this for many years was the Studio Polygon Gemini. Which these, you know, Geminis, they don't have, the ZF is set up ever so slightly differently. It's the same as ZF Bendies, such as the Wright streetcars they had in Leeds. You don't get the wooing noise the same as what you do on the single deckers. So it's odd that that's included. Like I say, it pains me with this because I know First Enviro, I've known him a lot of years. And I've seen firsthand the enormous amount of work that he's put into this bus, and it does just sort of feel like this last couple of, this last week it's oh sod it, let's get it out for New Year's. I mean, look, I've got the wipers on at full tilt here, and it's not clearing that texture on the windscreen. These are basic things that freeware buses get right. Oh, what's happening with the revs there? I don't know. Just revving up randomly. These are basic things that it's almost like he's put all this effort in, and it's a really good looking model. Okay, there's errors in some places, but certainly better than I could do. And it just feels like there's this, oh sod it, it don't matter anymore. Let's just release it, and it don't matter. And it's really, really sad, because this was on the way to being an absolutely fantastic product, and I just feel there's so many little things that like you wouldn't get with the Master Switch veiling, you wouldn't get that with the Studio Polygon Renown, or the Streetlight, or the Enviro 400 MMC. That was fantastic, and that was made by First Enviro. So it's just, yeah, it just pains me a little bit.
Hello.
Return, right,
please.
what's this now? Let's right, 550. One of the main things, the fact that bus yesterday that we drove, the ALX 400, sounds absolutely spot on. And that's freeware, for goodness sake. Like I said, I wish he'd have spent a little bit more time. I mean, it was, I've had it on good authority that, he's spent all his effort on the B9. And I get that, because the B9, yeah, perfectly reasonable. I like that bus, I think it's good. But then the B7, he's sort of hashed it all out at the last minute in the hope that it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. Really, really nice, though, it has to be said. The run sounds here. But then if they're louder in the cab if you listen. Then, they're the same volume. Surely sat back here they should be louder. It's little things like that. I mean, like that. It just could be so much better, and I'm really gutted that it's not. Don't get me wrong, I was expecting it to be more than £16.99, and the fact that you get your B7, your B9, there's going to be London variants. I don't get what's happening with this random little bit of texture here that's got no... it's like there's no quality control department. That's, it didn't seem like it was in beta very long, and, I reported quite a few bugs, and to be fair to him, he did go back and address a lot of these. Like for instance that the axle sound that you've just heard there, that really high pitch when you get up to speed. I did say, well, actually, the B7's very, very loud in general. So he did turn those up, in all fairness. I just feel that it needs an extra month or two. Really been sort of in development, just really thrashing out the bugs. A good beta team behind you. It's just such a shame. Like I said, that's not to say that this won't ever be rectified, but I mean, like you've got down there again.
Hello.
Just why is there no wind? Why is there no rain textures on there? There's no rain textures over there. It's just very odd. There's just a lot of oddness. Right, here we go. You could say that I'm being picky,
Thanks.
and I'm sure a couple of you probably will. Oh, you see the hospital dude there at the top there is not clicked over. Never mind. We'll just go when we think it's appropriate, then, shall we? You could say that I am being picky, but at the end of the day, £16.99. Like I say, I spent my own money on this. He did send it me for free, but I did, because obviously you feel a bit awkward when you bought something, when you've been sent something for free. There's sort of that moral obligation to sort of ignore some of the smaller things, just gloss over them, because you don't want to upset someone that's done something very, they've been very kind to you, sent you something for free, but I thought that, the sounds, I just think it's naff, it's if I had to describe it, it's just a bit disappointing, and I'd feel awkward doing that if he'd sent me it for free, so I have purchased this myself. £16.99, and in the current times that we're living in, not everybody has that money to just go out and buy a product. So comparing it to the ALX 400 we had yesterday, and like I said, this is purely sounds. It's just disappointing. But sounds play a big part in your immersion in a product. In terms of the physics, I think they're perfectly reasonable. Actually driving the bus, perfectly reasonable. The gearbox, the sound, again coming back to the sounds. If you fix that, again, I'd be perfectly happy with that. In terms of frame rates, I have actually got these set up as AI, and I've not noticed an awful issue. I mean, if we go outside, Let's have a look. I mean, there's obviously the rain sounds. Got the B7 ticking there. You can't hear it. I may as well not bother, and I picked the rain because it's obviously awful in the UK at the moment. So I thought would be fairly authentic. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a miles and change the weather halfway through the video there. Right, calm May from the enhanced environment pack. Oh look, the rain's gone off the windscreen. Right, we'll take that off now. There we go. Right, so we're outside. Idling, spot on. It just, yeah. I remember the B7 clicking a little bit, but I never remember it being quite as like. I feel like this is a broken one. Like if it was clicking that much.
Did you get lost, mate? You're a bit late.
I'm not late at all. Did I get lost? Like, you know, this idle sound. Ooh. It's a recycled sound off a street light by the sound of things. The Studio Polygon light. I'm pretty sure that has the same boot sound. You know, if you rev it like that, it just... yeah. Because obviously sounds play a big part in your immersion, don't they? In terms of the model, perfectly acceptable. I think he's done a really, really good job. And you can tell he's spent the time on it. Okay, like I say, there's... oh, for goodness sake, these windscreen wipers. You can tell there's imperfections, but that's fine. You know, I don't expect a perfect model. I think it's unreasonable to expect everything to be perfect. But then again, when you look at the front end and compare that with the Master Switch veiling on their website, Master Switch have got it absolutely bob on. That Eclipse, you know, these are buses that I specialise in. This is my era of buses. You know, I like little details in this. I really, really like the steering wheel. It's not just rolled off the production line. It's an old bus. You can tell that. You can tell from the scuff marks around here. It's like driving Magic Toad's Gemini, or indeed my Eclipse. You know, they're full of scuff marks everywhere you look. It's just, you know, it's been in service a long time, and I like the fact he's put those details in because he didn't have to. But then you flip over to, you know, they've got these scuff marks, but then the doors look like they're brand new. You know, so there's... and over this side, can we put the... why can't we put the screen up? Oh, it's a different screen to what I've got in mind. Right, okay. You know, like this all round here is immaculately clean. It's not consistent. These are little things that can be rectified. It's not the end of the world, but I just, like I say, I just wish he'd have taken another couple of months, really got it right, and then released it. Little details as well, like, I mean, we thrashed this out in the video. I can put my foot down now. I've not got my hands on the wheel, and the door's closed. Things like that, spot on. Love them. Right, where are we? We'll just nip in here. I mean, the livery that I'm using now, it's the first Urban / Olympia livery.
Hello.
Of course, I've been on first B9TLs. Oh, they're complaining about my delay. Never mind. We'll sit down. Yeah, they're you know, they're a common first group livery. This is obviously not their current livery anymore, is it? But this is a livery that does come with the product. In fact, what I might want to do. Ooh, shall we get a nice? Obviously, one thing that I do like about this product, you see, this is a bit of a. Like, why would you use this camera angle? Is this if you're attacking this thing here? So, no, because the switch for this is on the other side. Bit of an odd camera angle. Right, what's this? Aha! Right, then what we'll do, we'll have some lights on. Look at that. It is a stunning bus. You can't deny, when it comes to modelling, is again just doing that camera angle. It's ghastly, isn't it? I tell you what, we'll have a couple. Look at that. It looks good. It looks good. I just, wish you'd have spent that extra time. I really do. Right, here we go. Let's, excuse me. But it's like, why doesn't it get... it's louder at the front, than it is at the back. Oh, what? Flipping out, we're going to take off. V1 rotate in a minute. Are we playing flight sim? The problem is as the bus gets faster, it's just sort of made the sound go faster, hasn't it? And they never quite sound like this. And this sound that we've got, the axle sound, should be louder at the back. Yeah. I feel for the guy, I really do. I wish he'd have just... It's infuriating. You can probably tell it's just really infuriating. I just wish he'd have released the B9. Oh look, there's another one over there. Performance perfectly reasonable there. We're using the 2K textures in the AI. We're using the 4K textures on this one. I just wish he'd have released the B9, hammered out the B7 and just got it perfect, and then released it at like the end of January. You know, just had an extra month, then done the B7. Like you take your foot off and all of a sudden there's no axle sounds. Like I'm just sort of messing about with the brakes there. One thing I think as well, vis-a-vis sounds, like it's B7s, you'll have been on a B7, I'm assuming you've been on a B7, like all these panels should be sort of throbbing, you know, and you don't sort of, you get that there's an engine in there, I feel like there is an engine in there, although sometimes I wonder if the engine's just sort of down here somewhere in this little cupboard, it's quite loud at the front. Yeah, I just, it should be a lot more... Like I've got headphones in, I should feel like I'm really sat in this bus, you know, it's all around you, if you get what I mean. Like B9TL Geminis, you've got that, some of them are really, the panels all vibrate, and it's actually quite uncomfortable when you sat there, to be honest with you. Oh, hang on. One thing again that I really like, I think I mentioned it on the B9, is they ring the stopping bell multiple times. And obviously on the Gemini they've got two bells in them, so they've got one at the front, and they've got a stopping bell which is sort of, I think it's in that panel there, just above the emergency door, I think. So the bell's rung now, so that rings at the front and the back. But then if someone else rings it, only the back one rings, and it is quieter on this, so that's a nice little detail that is put in there. I like that. Yeah, when you stop you get that little rev. You know, sort of brake squeal there that you'd expect from a Gemini. Be nice if that sound is there, maybe just needs turning up a little bit. Oh, missing textures now. Oh dear. Perhaps do with, you know, I mean, like I say, I'm using the 2K repaints on the AI. Oh no! What an unfortunate turn of events. There's a Peugeot in distress over there, ladies and gentlemen. You can just see it through that window there. Dear me. It's not what anybody needs, is it? Another car with no textures, yeah. There we go. Oh, that little engine doodah again there.
Thanks very much.
Why does it do that? Do they do that in real life, or is it, you know? I've no idea. I've never known one do that. Just a little jump of the revs when you stop. See, I don't think at 35 mile an hour it shouldn't be screaming like this, the axle sound, it all needs tweaking. Right, here we go. Right, watch these revs now, so I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to stop. See, the revs are at 0 already, should they be? Right, there we go. There you go, just that. So of course you do have things like the functionality of all this. You can go in and play about with all that. That's not something I ever bother about, to be honest with you. Yeah, like it shouldn't be screaming its knackers off at 30 miles an hour. Oh, here we go. I wonder if Melee, who made the ALX 400,
Hello.
the sound mod that we had for V3Ds yesterday, I wonder if he'd be so kind as to mod the sounds off his ALX onto this, and then I think we'd have a really, really good product. I think that's almost quite embarrassing, the fact that a freeware sound set is superior to the payware one. It's very sort of dovetail games in that, you know, we sort of need... The model is perfectly acceptable, we just need like an Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement pack just to really give it that little je ne sais quoi, if you see what I mean. So like a B7 Gemini, this sort of incline here, we shouldn't be able to get up this, and I'm hoping that, you know, the engine will start. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, there we go, it's trailing off, lovely. Okay, I think it would have probably lost a bit more speed, but it's not the end of the world. I was really hoping to be going up that at like 20 mile an hour with big queue of cars behind me. Maybe we haven't got all that many people on, to be honest with you. See, like that when I'm playing with the throttle, it's just weird. It's not like that in real life. Yeah, I just... It'll be sorted, I'm sure. Or I'd like to hope it would be. I hope it's not a January update situation. I mean, there should be a voice variant on the way. That is promised, I do believe. There's London variants, dual doors, that are coming with. One thing that I really, really want them to do is sort the website out. While we're sat at these lights, I might even like sort of put a picture, if I know how to do it in the editing. I'm not brilliant with my vehicle editing. But, you know, when you go to download the liveries, see, one thing I really liked about Master Switch's Eclipse is they were all in one folder. You just downloaded the additional liveries. I get why it doesn't come with liveries, because, you know, they can't be seen to be selling First or Arriva liveries. They have to do them separate, because obviously then you download them for free. I get that. Totally understand that. But the website is such a mess, you know, and you can't sort into categories. You know, it's just like you've got First repaints at the top, and then you've got some Arriva repaints, and then you go down and you've got different repaints, and then at the bottom there's more Arriva repaints, and it's so sort of clunky. And again, quality control is what is coming to mind here. It's that same sort of like, okay, good product. Oh, right, okay, you just turned through my windscreen. Yeah, you crack on, Mr. Range Rover. Yeah, it needs refinement. That's the key with this. It just needs refinement. But once he's done that, perfectly good product, and I hope he is going to continue to work on this. I really do. Right, here we go, coming down into Stoneleigh. My absolute favourite part of this map. I love this. OMSI, you are a map building genius. Right, here we go. Drop everybody off. Have we got the screens working? The screens are working, because they weren't working on the B9, were they? Right, ladies walking down. Apparently I've seen a couple of other comments online, the screens don't work on the B9 in general. Apparently that wasn't just me that broke them. I thought they were working earlier, but apparently not. The thing is, First Enviro actually came with me to First Halifax's depot to get the sounds for this. We actually stood and recorded B9 and B7 sounds. So it's, yeah, I don't understand how he's sort of, you know, we got all the sounds he required, and then, I don't know, yeah, well, worst case scenario, he should have paid someone to do them for him. You know, I'm sure if he approached someone like Master Switch or, you know, Studio Polygon, I don't know what the situation is regarding that, but yeah, if he, you know, if he approached someone like that and said, look, sounds aren't me forte, will you just, you know, I'll give you, what, 5% of the profits, I'm sure they'd be perfectly happy to do that. Well, I don't know, I say that, I've no idea, to be honest with you. Maybe it wasn't an option, maybe they did try that, I don't know. Right, here we go. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's promising, I really do, but I don't think, you know, I feel like this is a beta version that's been released to everybody, and it just needs that little bit of refinement. So, yeah. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching, to each and every single one of you. If you have enjoyed today's video, do click the like button. It's always appreciated. Make sure you check out, in the description, their website and have a little look, see what you think. And obviously, if you want to buy it, that's a link to do that. That's in the description. Do make sure, if you haven't already, you do subscribe. We'll be keeping an eye on this as it goes on. So yeah, do make sure that you subscribe so you never miss out on any future OMSI episodes. And yeah, besides that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. A very happy new year to each and every single one of you. Hopefully, I'll see you all next time. Cheerio, everybody. Goodbye for now.